You know, people make a lot of jokes about this marriage, but when I look at their shared love of exploiting a political system to sell shit for personal profit, I just see two soulmates.
Trump's Twitter meltdown just made Jordan Klepper 50% more popular overnight. Talk about failing upwards. Who knew that being called a nobody comedian by the former president could be such a career boost?
Now, we actually have a copy here. Yeah, this is it. This is her book. I want to read you a quick passage just to give you a feel for it.
Klepper's roast of Melania and Loomer sparked a comedy wildfire that's burning through MAGA-land faster than you can say fake news. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
This is real. Page 78 from right after he won the 2016 election. Donald prepared to go down to his office on Wednesday morning. He and I had a private moment. Congratulations. When I look at their shared love of exploiting our political system to sell shit for personal profit, I just see two souls.
Jordan Klepper's secret weapon isn't some fancy gadget or high-tech gizmo. Nope, it's just a microphone and a smirk. This comedy ninja walks into Trump rallies armed with nothing but simple questions and a poker face that would make Lady Gaga jealous. Klepper's approach? He just asks Trump supporters basic questions about politics and watches them tie themselves in knots. It's like watching a cat try to catch its own tail, but the cat is wearing a MAGA hat, and boy, does it make Trump's team sweat.
Trump has been flying around the country with far-right internet troll Laura Loomer, a 9/11 truther and a 9/11 ceremony. Is that like an atheist going to Easter? Taylor Greene is calling her out for being racist. No, there was a level of racist above Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's like finding out a movie can be rated
More nervous than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Take the time. Klepper cornered a Trump fan about the Constitution. He asked, which amendment protects the right to bear arms? The guy confidently declared, the First Amendment. Klepper just stood there, letting the awkward silence do the heavy lifting. It was like watching a train wreck in slow motion, but the train was made of red caps and alternative facts. These videos are racking up more views than cute kitten compilations. People can't get enough of watching MAGA folks fumble basic civics questions. It's like, are you smarter than a 5th grader? But with more flags and fewer correct answers. But Klepper wasn't done. He had his sights set on bigger fish. Word on the street was he was gearing up to roast Melania Trump's new book and take on Laura Loomer, the queen of getting banned from social media. It was like watching David load his slingshot to take on not just one Goliath, but a whole family of them. The beauty of Klepper's method is its simplicity. He doesn't need to throw punches or make elaborate arguments. He just asks questions and lets people expose their own contradictions. It's like political jujitsu, using your opponent's force against them, but with more laughs and fewer sweaty GIs. So there you have it, Klepper's secret weapon. No flashy effects, no complicated setups, just a guy with a mic asking questions that make people squirm. But oh boy, was he just getting started. Klepper had bigger targets in his comedic crosshairs, and the political world was about to feel the burn of his wit. From rallies to reading rooms, Klepper's comedy knows no bounds. But when he cracked open Melania's memoir, did he find substance or just another shiny Trump spectacle? Let's just say, this book review is about to make The Art of the Deal look like Shakespeare. Melania Trump's new memoir hit the shelves with all the fanfare of a royal wedding. MAGA fans were buzzing, ready to dive into the deep thoughts of the former First Lady. But Klepper, our fearless comedy hero, took one for the team and read it so we don't have to. Spoiler alert, it's about as deep as a kiddie pool. Klepper didn't hold back, comparing the book to a vanity mirror. All shine, no substance. Ouch. He said reading it was like trying to find depth in a puddle of spray tan. Double ouch. It's like Melania tried to write a book but ended up with a really long Instagram caption instead. But wait, it gets better. Klepper dropped a zinger about the Trumps' marriage that had people spitting out their kafaf. He said, when I look at their shared love of exploiting our political system to sell for personal profit, I just see two soulmates. Aw, how romantic. Nothing says true love like a mutual interest in making a quick buck off the presidency, right? Now, let's talk sales predictions. Experts are saying Melania's book might sell as well as a MAGA hat at a Bernie Sanders rally. Meanwhile, Michelle Obama's Becoming is still flying off the shelves faster than toilet paper during a pandemic. It's almost like people prefer reading about actual accomplishments instead of whatever Melania's book is about. Klepper's roast of the memoir hit home harder than a fact check at a Trump rally. People couldn't get enough of his takedown. It turns out making fun of a cash grab disguised as literature is pretty darn entertaining. But hold on to your red caps, folks. Klepper wasn't done yet. He had another MAGA figure in his comedic crosshairs, and this one was banned from more social media platforms than your conspiracy theory loving uncle. Get ready for the Laura Loomer roast. It's about to get spicy. Remember that kid in school who'd say anything for attention? Well, she grew up, joined MAGA, and got herself banned from the entire internet. Laura Loomer is so extreme, she makes Alex Jones look like Mr. Rogers. So naturally, Trump loves her. But why? Let's find out. Laura Loomer, the human equivalent of a pop-up ad you can't close, has become Trump's new bestie. This gal has been kicked off more platforms than a clumsy gymnast. Twitter, banned. Facebook, see ya. Uber and Lyft. They'd rather pick up a skunk. Heck, even PayPal won't take her money. It's like she's playing a game of how many apps can I get banned from and winning big time. But here's the kicker. Trump thinks she's the bee's knees. It's like watching your grandpa befriend the teenager who keeps TPing his house. You just want to ask, Donnie honey, are you okay? I mean, when a guy who got booted off Twitter himself starts hanging out with the queen of digital exile, you know things are getting weird. Loomer's not just your average internet troll. Oh no, she's got a PhD in saying outrageous stuff. Remember when she chained herself to Twitter's office door to protest her ban? Or when she interrupted a Shakespeare play because reasons? It's like she's trying to speedrun the How to Lose Friends and Alienate People challenge. Get this. Even Marjorie Taylor Greene, the woman who thinks Jewish space lasers are a thing, called Loomer out for being too extreme. That's like Dracula telling you to lay off the garlic. When MTG thinks you've gone too far, it might be time to take a long, hard look in the mirror, assuming Loomer hasn't been banned from those too. So what did our boy Klepper have to say about this dynamic duo? He didn't disappoint. He quipped, Trump's hanging out with Loomer. That's like ISIS inviting Al-Qaeda over for a play date. Ouch! Klepper's roast was so hot it probably triggered the smoke alarms at Mar-a-Lago. But folks, this comedy goldmine was about to get even richer. Trump, never one to let a good roast go unpunished, was gearing up to respond. And let me tell you, his reaction was about to make Loomer's internet bans look like a gentle timeout. So here's the deal, folks. Political satire isn't just for laughs anymore. It's shaping how we think about the bigwigs in Washington more than ever. During election season, more people are tuning into comedy shows than boring old news programs. Guess we'd rather laugh than cry about politics, huh? But here's the kicker, this stuff actually makes a difference. Some politicians have even changed their tune after getting roasted by comedians. Though let's be real, Trump's attempts to fight back usually end up being comedy gold themselves. So next time you're chuckling at a political joke, remember, you might be soaking up more than just giggles. Think about what's really being said behind the punchlines. And speaking of punchlines, who would have thought Trump would become the best thing to happen to comedy since sliced bread? Talk about making comedy great again.